Number 10.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit launches you into a new open-world landscape behind the wheel of the world's fastest and most beautiful cars. From Criterion, the award-winning studio behind the Burnout series, Hot Pursuit redefined racing games for a whole new generation. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is a 2010 racing video game developed by Criterion Games and published by Electronic Arts. Hot Pursuit's gameplay is set in the fictional Seacrest County, which is based on the American states of California, Oregon and Washington, in which players can compete in several types of races. Loaded with action, this game will challenge you to become Seacrest County's top cop or most wanted racer. For the first time ever in a Need for Speed game, you'll be able to play a full career on either side of the law. Whether playing online with friends, taking on friends' challenges, or the single-player career, players will earn bounty that levels them up and unlocks new cars, weapons and equipment.
Number 9.
Dead Rising 2. The sequel to the million-plus selling Dead Rising 2 takes the zombie survival horror to Fortune City, America's latest and greatest entertainment playground. Dead Rising 2 is an action-adventure video game developed by Canadian company Blue Castle Games, published by Capcom. The game features a number of new features and improvements to its predecessor, including multiplayer options. As Chuck Green, you have 72 hours to save your infected daughter, clear your name and survive the hordes of hungry zombies before the military comes in and nukes the city. To ensure your survival, you can combine everyday objects to create numerous deadly combo weapons and slaughter the ravenous zombies. Featuring a new story, 2 online multiplayer modes, thousands of on-screen zombies and more, Dead Rising 2 takes zombie survival horror to a whole new level.
Number 8.
Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. PES 2017, also known in some Asian countries as Winning 11, is a sports video game developed by PES Productions and published by Konami. The game is the 16th installment in the Pro Evolution Soccer series. It was released in September 2016. Features include improved passing, real-touch ball control, and improved goaltending technique. It includes fully licensed Arsenal, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona teams. The cover of the game features Barcelona players Neymar, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Ivan Rakitic and Gerard Piqué. The game was positively reviewed upon launch, with critics describing the game as one of the best Pro Evolution Soccer games to date.
Number 7.
Tomb Raider.
Don't you fucking move. Kill them all!
Tomb Raider is an action-adventure video game developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix. It is the 10th title in the Tomb Raider franchise, and operates as a reboot that reconstructs the origins of Lara Croft. Tomb Raider was released on the 5th of March 2013 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Tomb Raider is set on Yamate, an island from which Lara, who is untested and not yet the battle-hardened explorer she is in other titles in the series, must save her friends and escape while being hunted down by a malevolent count.
I always find. Она тоже была порядочной стервой.
Gameplay elements focus more on survival, although exploration is used within the game when exploring the island and various optional tombs. It is also the first game in the main series to have multiplayer. The game suffered a delayed release from late 2012 to March 2013. Upon release, Tomb Raider received critical acclaim, with critics praising the graphics, the gameplay, Tomb Raider went on to sell more than 11 million copies as of November 2017, making it the best-selling Tomb Raider title to date.
Number 6.
Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 is a science fiction survival horror action-adventure video game developed by Visceral Games and published by Electronic Arts, released internationally in February 2013. It is the sequel to Dead Space 2 and the third main entry in the Dead Space series. Uncover the past, discover the source of the necromorph terror, and fight to fend off the extinction of the human race. The game received positive reviews from game critics upon release, where reviewers praised the game's rewarding action gameplay.
Number 5.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The most anticipated game of the year and the sequel to the best-selling first-person action game of all time. Modern Warfare 2 continues the gripping and heart-racing action as players face off against a new threat dedicated to bringing the world to the brink of collapse. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a 2009 first-person shooter game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. It is the sixth installment in the Call of Duty series and the direct sequel to Call of Duty 4, continuing the storyline. It was released worldwide on November 10, 2009, for Microsoft Windows, the PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. The game's campaign follows Task Force 141 and the United States Army Rangers, who are defending the country from a Russian invasion. Modern Warfare 2 received universal acclaim, with praise for its campaign. Within 24 hours of release, the game sold approximately 4.7 million copies in North America and the United Kingdom.
Number 4.
Hitman Absolution.
Approach the cover in front of you.
Hitman Absolution is a stealth video game developed by IO Interactive and published by Square Enix. Before release, the developers stated that Absolution would be easier to play and more accessible, while still retaining hardcore aspects of the franchise. The game was released on the 20th of November 2012, which is in the 47th week of the year in reference to the protagonist, Agent 47. Hitman Absolution was met with a polarized reception. Most positive comments were concerning the game's graphics, environments and locations, and the varied gameplay options. However, many critics disliked the game for its linear structure as opposed to the open-ended nature of previous installments.
Use fiber wire to silently eliminate the guard up ahead. Clean kill. Notice the fiber wire allows you to drag your target immediately.
As of March 2013, the game had sold over 3.6 million copies. A sequel, Hitman, was released episodically in 2016.
The container is now full.
Number 3.
Saints Row the Third. Years after taking Stillwater for their own, the Third Street Saints have evolved from street gang to household brand name with Saints sneakers. Saints Row the Third is a 2011 action-adventure game developed by Volition and published by THQ. It is the third title in the Saints Row series. As in the previous games, the player character leads the Third Street Saints gang in a turf war against 3 rival gangs using a variety of weapons and vehicles in either single-player and cooperative play. The game is no longer set in the fictional city of Stillwater, but rather a new one called Steelboard, and introduces new gangs, characters, and gameplay features. The game received positive reviews. Reviewers noted its general zaniness and praised its customization options. It was a nominee for Best Narrative at the 2012 Game Developers Conference, and an Editor's Choice, and a recipient of perfect scores from Gamma's Radar and G4.
Number 2.
BioShock. BioShock is a 2007 first-person shooter game developed by 2K Boston and 2K Australia, and published by 2K Games. It is the first game in the BioShock series. BioShock is set in 1960. The player guides the protagonist, Jack, after his airplane crashes in the ocean near the bathysphere terminus that leads to the underwater city of Rapture. The games in the BioShock series are first-person shooters. The series is considered the spiritual successor to System Shock 2, which many of the developers were previously involved with through Irrational Games. While specific mechanics differ between all 3 games, they share a common theme of having the player use a combination of physical weapons such as guns and melee weapons, superhuman powers including both active and passive abilities granted by genetic alterations, plasmids in the first 2 games, vigors in Infinite, and features of the game environment to strategically work their way through enemy forces and tactical situations. These weapons and powers can be used in various combinations to aid in defeating foes. For example, electrocuting an enemy makes them prone to being knocked out from a subsequent melee attack.
Number 1.
Life is Strange. Life is Strange is an award-winning and critically acclaimed episodic adventure game that allows the player to rewind time and affect the past, present, and future. Life is Strange is developed by Don't Nod Entertainment and published by Square Enix. The game was released in 5 episodes periodically throughout 2015. The plot focuses on Max Caulfield, an 18-year-old photography student who discovers that she has the ability to rewind time at any moment, leading her every choice to enact the butterfly effect.
Holy shit.
The player's actions will adjust the narrative as it unfolds, and reshape it once allowed to travel back in time.
Whoa. That was so surreal.
Fetch quests and making environmental changes represent the forms of puzzle solving in addition to using branching choices for conversation.
Everything's cool.
Follow the story of Max Caulfield, a photography senior who discovers she can rewind time while saving her best friend Chloe Price. The pair soon find themselves investigating the mysterious disappearance of fellow student Rachel Amber, uncovering a dark side to life in Arcadia Bay. Meanwhile, Max must quickly learn that changing the past can sometimes lead to a devastating future.
How?
Why Arbus?
Because of her images of hopeless faces. You feel like totally haunted by the eyes of those sad mothers.
I
and
can't
children.
believe I still have this pencil case. I should upgrade to the 21st century.
Frankly, it's bullshit.
But I like it old school.
Keep that to yourself.